Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chelsea Story Nook Podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into the enchanting world of the children's literature. I'm your host, Chelsea Chong Kim, and today we have a wonderful guest joining us to share their insight and journey into their latest book. I'm delighted to welcome our children's book author, Kristen Puma, the author of Abby and Liam and the Bedtime Adventure, to Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. Welcome to the show, Kristen.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so
Of
excited to be here
course.
talking with you and talking about my book. I have
Yeah.
Peanut here.
Yeah,
She,
happy
yep, she's actually part of the story too, so how
Oh,
fitting.
that is so cute. And I'm
Yeah.
so thrilled to have you here with us. So why don't we kick off to things that we're going to start with the introduction? Could you share a little bit about yourself with our listeners?
Absolutely. So like Chelsea said, my name is Kristen Puma, and I am the award-winning author of Abby and Liam and the Bedtime Adventure. I'm a mom as well. I have two kiddos, and I actually have been a lifelong writer. Writing has been my passion, honestly, since I was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
I always thought and I always dreamt that I would move to New York and I would work at 17 magazine, and I
Oh,
just
wow.
had this, great big dream. Life just kind of took me down a different path,
Mm,
and so now, I got to be a mom first, and that's beautiful and great. But now that my kids are growing, I figured now is such a great time to just get back
great.
to my first dream and just
Mhm.
kind of incorporate that into my life now. So that's kind of where the children's writing came about, I guess you could say.
Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations on your
Yeah,
award-winning status. That's
thank
awesome to
you.
have. Is this your
Yeah,
first book, by the way?
this is my first book. So
Oh,
I
wow.
I initially submitted my book to an editorial review, and
Ah.
they gave it a stellar review, 5 stars. Such a dream, and they
Wow.
actually submitted it to their award. I guess their award system on behalf
Uh-huh.
of myself. They like I had no idea
Wow.
they did that.
That's amazing.
And so yeah, I woke up one day to an email that I had won, and it was just so
That's
surreal. It
great.
was amazing. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. So
Yeah.
let's dive into your book. Could you give us
Yeah.
a little quick summary, introduce the main characters, the theme, the
Absolutely.
message, and
Yes.
everything? Yeah,
Yes. So this
that's
is my
awesome.
book.
Mm-hmm.
This is my hardcover, and
Wow.
it's my book is about a sibling duo, and my book is unique because it's not just about the kids going on an adventure. It's actually about the siblings taking their whole family on these imaginary adventures, and um, I just felt like you don't really see a lot of that. You typically see just like kids that are the main characters or the
Mm-hmm.
only characters. And for me, family is just, the center of everything for me. And so I
Yeah.
just really wanted this to be something where, we see mom and dad and the family dog and just, the whole tribe. And yeah, so that's what just really makes it special and unique. But I felt like I wanted to also sprinkle in just wholesome life lessons and, just good things for children to learn when they're growing up. So,
Wow, that sounds like
yeah,
such a delightful, touching story.
thank you.
So like, what sparkled your inspiration for this book? What was the driving idea behind it?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if this will sound cliche, but honestly, my kids just totally inspired me for all of this.
Oh.
I used to write just really dark, moody poetry. And since
Oh.
becoming a mom, I don't know, I didn't realize this was locked in the vault, but apparently I could write children's stories too. And so, um,
Oh.
as my oldest, as she was growing, I started writing little children's poems and just little things like that. And then it started developing into writing books. And when I had my second child, we just, I mean, they love imaginary play. That's, you know, they don't really care so much about just sitting down with a toy or something. They want to be in the action, going and doing things. And that's really just what inspired me, is these daily adventures that we would go on. And I just
Mhm.
felt like these are wonderful stories that just have to be shared.
Oh my gosh. I always love enjoying learning about the journeys authors take and the
Yeah.
inspiration that fuels their story, just like yourself, you just mentioned about. So, could you tell us about how you became an author and the experience that influenced your path?
Yeah. So I guess my author journey started in 2022. I had this idea for a book, and I actually have several written out, but this one in particular, I felt like it was just a really good story to try and pitch to traditional publishers. And
Mm.
so for the past 2 years, I actually was trying to do that, and I would get quite a bit of feedback, but you know, for me, I just it was a lot of no's. It was a lot of
Oh.
rejection, and for me, that just
Mm.
wasn't good enough. And I appreciate the feedback I did get, because you know, it every no, it's not necessarily a rejection. It's just kind of a redirection, and so it just
Yeah.
kind of it helped me with my craft, but it also kind of helped push me into looking at different ways to get published as well.
Mm.
So I've learned a lot about the different avenues you can take. And so, yeah, so after a couple years of trying to get traditionally published, I decided, why don't I try to get independently published? And so that's how I found my publisher. And it's been so wonderful to work with them, and they're just incredibly helpful. And so, yeah, I just decided to pursue that route. Though I will say I do have some other books that I will again try the traditional publishing route. So
Great, awesome. And if you were to give a tip to a future author out there, what would be the
yeah.
tip?
My biggest tip since becoming an author and really just progressing in my field would be to stay consistent to what you're
Mm.
doing, and do
Mhm.
not compare yourself to
Yes,
everybody else, because everybody, each one of us, we're all on our own path,
yes.
and you can't compare yourself if you're starting out and you
Mm.
see somebody else who's maybe a year in and their numbers and their experience looks different. Everything takes time, and you're exactly right where you need to be.
Exactly. Wow, that's an incredible tip, incredible story you have. As we come to a close, could you share any upcoming events or future projects that you're especially excited about and want the audience to look forward to?
Yes, absolutely. Tomorrow, actually, Saturday, August 17th, I will
Uh-huh.
be at my local Barnes and Noble.
Oh,
They have
cute.
me set up for a reading and a signing event to read Abby
Ooh.
and Liam in the Bedtime Adventure. And after that, I already have book two. It's a series. So, book two within the series. I can't tell the title
Wow.
just yet, but it is done with the illustrator and it's in production. And
Amazing.
keep an eye out for that one. That one will either
Yes.
be released at the end of this year or early next year. And yeah, honestly, that's just it for now. But like I said, I have quite a few books coming up. So just follow me on
Ooh.
Instagram and stay up to date.
Awesome. So where can we find you on Instagram? What is the social media handle?
Yep, you can find me at Written by Kristen, and then it's two, I don't know what, underscores it
Yeah.
is. Yep,
Uh-huh. So it's
yep.
awesome. Yeah, is that their only social media, Instagram? And do you have a website?
I do have a website. Instagram is
Great.
my main social platform.
Ah,
I am
okay.
also on Facebook. I'm on Threads. I'm on X.
Nice.
But my author website, if you want to check it out there, you can also find my social media links. Is authorwrittenbykristen.com.
Awesome. That sounds like an exciting journey ahead. Thank you so much, Kristen, for joining us and sharing your insight. It's been a truly a pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much, Chelsea. It's been so great.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone who's tuning in into this episode of Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. Don't miss out Kristen Puma's book, Abby and Liam and the Bedtime Adventure. I'll include all the details in the description below, so be sure to check it out and follow Kristen for updates on her upcoming events. Until next time, keep reading, keep imagining, and keep believing in the miracle stories. I'm Chelsea Chong Kim signing off. Take care, everyone, and remember to carry it on. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on today's episode of Chelsea Story Nook Podcast. Don't forget to order a copy of Carol the Carrot Bowls for the Salad Bowl on Amazon now. Tune in to other authors' podcast interviews for exciting discussions about their latest books and exclusive sneak peeks. Until next time, keep reading, keep imagining, and keep believing in the miracle stories. Make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. I'm Chelsea Kim signing off. Take care and carry it on.